So today I'm partnering with Erath Wines to share with you my favorite wine pairing, which is one of their Pinot Noirs, to go with my herb-infused, easy roasted chicken and root vegetable recipe. This video is sponsored by Erath Wines. They're the #1 selling premium Pinot Noir in Oregon, and Pinot Noir is probably one of my top favorite red wines. I love how full-bodied it is. It's very fruit-forward with lots of hints of different stone fruits, and I'll share more of the complexities within this red wine a little later. Erath's Pinot Noir is a perfect complement to the holiday meal that has many different flavors on one plate. So for those of you who aren't very familiar with wines, or you typically feel like wine isn't really your thing, I'm going to break down why this pairs really well with a roasted chicken. I really like Pinot Noir for its full bodiness and lots of the complexities that it has, a lot of cherry flavors. It's very fruit forward, and it pairs well with lots of different meats, especially red meats, and it also pairs well with roasted meats like chicken. So I'm really excited to get into this recipe with you guys. You guys know that I love to cook, and I love sharing different recipes that I've developed in the kitchen. And I think a roasted chicken, for those of you who have never done it before, it might seem a little daunting, but it's really not that hard. Honestly, the first time that I did it, I felt like, oh wow, I gotta cook a whole chicken. But I'm gonna go through step by step to make the process easy, and it's one of those recipes that you really want to get under your belt because it's definitely a crowd pleaser, and it's great to make even if you're by yourself, you have a whole chicken to eat for the week, or if you're preparing a meal for a close select few friends and family over this holiday season. So I would like to share with you the different wines that they have at different price points. So you can buy Erath wines in the grocery store, ranging from $14 all the way up to $75. So I'll let you know a little bit of like the differences between the wines that I've tried, because as I'll show you in this video, I went first while I was cooking with the $20 Pinot Noir, and then for serving with the dinner, I broke up the $55 Pinot Noir. So I'll let you know which one that I really prefer out of the two. So for my vegetables, I'm going to peel and chop up some carrots, and you want to make sure you keep them pretty large because they're going to be roasting for over an hour. And also I'm going to cut up some potatoes, garlic, and onion. I'm going to drizzle that with a little bit of olive oil and season it with salt and pepper. Make sure that everything is coated, and then I'm going to make a herbed butter with thyme and rosemary. You just want to make sure that you cut that up really well so that you can infuse the butter with it, and you want to mix it with room temperature butter. The chicken, I actually did a dry brine overnight, which is covering it with salt. You can do that up to 24 hours, and then you want to make sure that you brush all of the salt off of it before you cook it, and then wipe it down just to make sure that it's extra dry, because the dry brine is what helps get the moisture out of the skin so that it can be extra crispy. So then after that, I just applied the herbed butter under the skin to make sure that the chicken breast stayed moist while it cooked in the oven, and tied it up with some butcher's string. And now I'm placing all the vegetables in the bottom of a roasting dish and putting the chicken on top with a little salt and pepper into the oven for about an hour and 20 minutes at 450 degrees. Once you take it out of the oven, you want to make sure that you let it rest for at least 20 minutes to make sure that all the juices settle. The chicken is now rested, and that's one thing that you want to make sure before you start carving it, is to make sure that you rest the meat. Cut this twine. So personally, my favorite pieces of chicken are the leg and the breast. So I'm just going to cut a few pieces and plate it. So we got the leg. It looks delicious. Looks like it's burnt. It's not. It's caramelized. It tastes so good. I love roasted carrots. And from the drippings of the chicken, I did prepare a gravy. After I took the vegetables out of the pan, I poured all of the onion, garlic, and drippings from the chicken into a pot. And I added like a big spoonful of flour To thicken it up, and to that I added maybe a cup of chicken broth, and then I brought that to a simmer, mixed everything together, and once it cooked down, I used a strainer to skim out all of the part of the garlic and the onion, and then I put that back on the stove to cook down further until I got this gravy sauce. This looks so good. I cannot wait to try this. Before I try it, I am going to explain to you the wine that I chose. So for this roasted chicken and vegetable meal, I paired the Wallachia Valley 2017 vintage Pinot Noir, and this has a $55 price point, which I feel like is a great wine to have if you're going to splurge for the holiday season. And like I said, this one is especially, it's very fruit forward. Pinot Noirs in general are fruit forward, but this one I feel like has a lot more. I can definitely taste the sweetness from the fruits that are in this. So some of the smells that I'm getting from this wine is like a blackberry cobbler, some cherry, blueberry, and it has like a hint of vanilla fragrance to it as well. Yeah, like a vanilla caramel hint. And it has a really rich, velvety smooth finish. And it also has just the perfect hint of tannins that really makes the fruit flavor come forward. And this was aged 15 months in 100% French barrels with a 13% alcohol content. It's just delicious. The other wine that I tried while I was cooking is their 2017 Pinot Noir. It has a $20 price point. It's very smooth as well. It just has a little bit less complexity as the $55 bottle of their Pinot Noir. It has the aroma of black cherry and plum, currant, and it is very smooth and robust. This is so good. Skin is also so crispy, but flavorful. Real test is if the meat falls off the bone, you know you've done something right. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe tutorial with my favorite Pinot Noir wine pairings, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers!